Welcome to Science in the Field, the show where we interview scientists who are outstanding in their own fields, like I am right now. On today's show we have George, an expert in fluid dynamics both on the Earth and in space. George has been in fluid dynamics for many decades now, retiring only a few years ago. Throughout his early career, he waded through all of the challenges associated with fluid dynamics and applying it to problems such as star formation and, in general, trying to solve something called the Navier-Stokes Equation. We're joined today by George, a veteran in fluid dynamics, both on the Earth and out in space. But what does it mean to be a fluid? George, could you provide some insight on what a fluid actually is? Right, so a fluid is something that's not rigid and can move kind of freely. Things like water and the air and particles out in space. So it's pretty interesting that space is an environment where fluid dynamics is used quite a lot. Are there any particular areas in which fluid dynamics is most useful in space? Right, so places where matter is interacting with in nebula and around accretion disks. Is that right? Okay, so over your decades of experience, what's been the most significant advancement in the world of theoretical physics on fluid dynamics? So computers have been the most significant benefit. That's quite interesting. So now we can use supercomputers to do all of the simulations and calculations, whereas before, in the early days when you started out, you just had to use your own brain and what you could draw. So there's one notorious problem in fluid dynamics, and that is the Navier-Stokes equation, which governs how fluids seem to move. And it hasn't had a general solution in all of the decades it's been known. Do you have any hope for future generations being able to actually solve the Navier-Stokes equation in 3 dimensions? That's very inspirational. Hopefully, the future generations are able to build upon the work that's been laid by yourself and others working in the field, and one day come to the fantastic discovery of a general solution for the Navier-Stokes equation. Thank you for your time, George, and I wish you the very best in your retirement.